Okay, so it's a nerd-encrusted gummy.
So good.
We got an anthropologist on the show. So it's a wafer enrobed in chocolate. Fascinating.
All right, here we go.
Hello and welcome to The Great Beyond, an Is This Good companion pod where I catch up with my friend and yours, Jason Doyle.
Hello.
Hi, JD. Thanks for coming. And producing the show, she eats nerds for breakfast, Rachel Doyle.
Lunch, dinner, anytime.
I guess it's more your lunchtime now that you were chomping on what I believe to be one of the greatest candies in the game right now. The nerds, read me on the what is it? The gummy clusters. That's what they're called.
Gummy clusters. Right? Oh God. Yeah.
They made a movie about that fucking Flamin' Hot Cheetos guy. Make a movie about the guy that invented those.
Right?
Those nerds. You know, it was probably Stephen Hawking.
Yeah,
He's
you're
a nerd.
probably right. Yeah.
It was probably the last thing he did before he died.
I will name these after myself.
And my group of friends.
I call them gummy clusters, for I have studied clusters in the sky. Supernovas.
Oh, this seems not okay. Oh.
Anyways, those are great. And you know what? You know what I did? And I do think that I might do this on purpose, subconsciously, is if there's something that I like so much that I will constantly want it, I go to town on it to the point where I get sick, and then I cannot look at it anymore. And that's what I did with those nerds. Jill brought them home. I'd never tried them. I ate the entire bag myself. I felt so ill. And I ate it within an hour, you know? Just not, no conscious eating, just like I'm watching a TV show and I'm just scooping like a feed bag. And now I can't eat them anymore.
Were you high?
Might have been.
I would think.
Would someone that enjoys marijuana be a nerd? I don't think so.
You're right.
Yeah, I do that too, just to excess, to the point of sickness. And okay, you're done.
But you
here.
haven't done that with the gummy cluster nerds yet.
Oh, she's not. She's just not there yet, but she's definitely trying. These were
you're on your
stocking
way.
stuffers for our children. I think you've eaten all of them, and this is the final bag.
This may have made me cut my portion sizes because they're not actually mine. But you know what? You snooze, you lose, kids. Can't leave that shit out. You can't.
So now that they're not old enough for you to steal their Halloween candy, you're stealing their Christmas stuffers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just stealing their stuff.
Yeah.
Have you had them, JD?
Throw them over, Rachel.
Yeah, why don't you try one on air? And I want people to listen because
Thank you.
not only is there a gummy, which you're not going to hear, you're going to hear a textural crunch of Stephen Hawking's own nerds.
Okay, so it's a nerd-encrusted gummy.
So good.
What a fucking... We got an anthropologist on the show. So it's a wafer enrobed in chocolate. Fascinating.
All right, here it goes.
Oh.
Zippy.
Yeah.
Zippy, yes. Tangy.
Yeah. Tangy.
No, these are good, but
Yeah.
I'm actually done after one.
Oh.
How did you eat an entire bag of these? Oh my God.
I could.
Can you read me the amount of grams on that bag, please? Or pounds, whatever they weigh it
It's
in. I don't know.
it's 226 grams.
And how many grams?
That's
is
half
sugar?
a pound.
8 ounces.
What are the macros on that?
Macros? What do you mean?
The macros, the carbs, the sugars,
jeez.
the
You don't
fats.
want that. I can tell you.
Oh, he's gonna. The anthropologist putting on his glasses.
Gotta put on my glicks. What do we got? We got total fat 0. That's something.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
45
It's all
milligrams
sugar.
of sodium.
Just get to the sugar, please.
Sugar.
That's all. I
21
really care
grams of sugar per serving.
What's the serving?
16 pieces. So that's pretty good, actually. This is basically
Fuck, those are
health
healthy.
food. Yeah, this is health food.
I think they're responsible for at least 5 of the 10 pounds I put on over Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going in again.
I'm on a diet where I'm eating only fish. Swedish fish. Fat-free, baby.
Delightful.
These are
Rachel, I
interesting.
also wanted to say thank you. Before I saw you eating the nerds, just as we were getting ready to go live, I was going to do your intro and producing the show, she reaches out to all our guests on Instagram to tell them they did a great job. And so I saw that you went to Alana Johnston's Instagram and told her she did a great job in the comments, and I appreciate that.
I loved her. I enjoyed that so much. She was fabulous. I really did enjoy that one. She was delightful.
It's nice when you get a Canadian on and they deliver.
How Canadian is she, though? Honestly, like the most Canadian accent we've had on the show so far.
Interesting.
The way she delivered that your shirt was such a nightmare just killed me. It was like, oh, I feel like I'm at home. This is nice.
Yeah, it was very...
Honestly, what a blessing to be made fun of by someone that's funny. When 99% of the time you're getting made fun of is by a fucking meathead idiot, you know?
I said to Jason, I think Matt really does enjoy being roasted because he's having a fucking blast right now in this clip.
Oh, especially if it's not like something I truly care about, like, you know, my personality or something. Then, yeah, I don't care. And you know, there's something that is... someone you feel known, you feel seen when someone's making fun of you for something specific. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
If she would just been like, "Oh, you're short," I've been like, "Wow."
Yeah.
But
try harder.
Try harder. Yeah. Try harder. And in contravention of what she said during subjective trivia, the question was, "When is it too late to say Happy New Year?"
Yes.
And I was gonna give January 2nd as an answer.
Oh, you were?
But before I even got to the answers, she didn't even realize it was going to be multiple choice. She blurted out January 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
She was eager.
She's a hardliner. And I just want to say to her and everyone listening, I have wished so many people a Happy New Year this week. So many. Because I was gone. I was gone, and everyone I saw Adam and Ellen, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Isaac and Olivia, Happy New Year. Saw my friend Charles, Happy New Year. His wife, she's out of town. Can't wait till she gets back so I can say Happy New Year to her.
Okay.
I hope she comes back in March. So I could still say it then. I could be the last person to say Happy New Year. I said it to my allergist yesterday. Oh.
How did it go?
Oh. Was she thrilled?
Did she say it back to you?
Of course she said it back to me.
Wonderful.
It's not March yet. People are going to look at you weird when you start dropping that in March.
Yeah.
Well, see me now then. That's what I would say to you. See me now for the first time before March. Are you telling me you have not said it to a single person this week, either of you?
I haven't left this garage, so no, I have not.
I did on a text today, a group text.
Ew. Really?
How'd it feel?
But it was returning it. I didn't start it.
Yeah.
Because I've already
But you know what? If it's via text, why didn't you do it on January 1st?
Because we were texting about something. So we wouldn't have texted to each other unless there was something we were texting
This sounds
about.
like a close personal friend.
Yes.
Other New Year's updates. Officially not doing dry January. I don't even think it's... I mean, maybe it's moist. Which it started moist.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Damp.
Yeah.
It went from moist to damp, is that what you said?
Moist to damp. Damp is more wet than moist?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, I know.
So, yes. We got the Gia and everything.
Oh.
You know about Gia?
Isn't that like,
Clarified butter?
yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, good point. No, that's ghee.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay.
This has nothing to do with ghee. Though curious, they named it something similar. It's like it's an aperitif. It's a non-alcoholic aperitif.
Oh, okay.
So it would be in the family of like an herbaceous, botanical,
Okay, yeah.
bitter,
Floral almost.
floral.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of floral.
Okay,
Some
yeah,
sweetness.
Yeah.
Like an Amaro, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe that's a digestif. Very sorry. But, you know, I had once driven Jill driven. It was her friend's birthday, so I drove. And I couldn't really drink, and the bar had these Gias in a can. And I drank one. I was like, oh, this is pretty good.
Okay, yeah.
Zero alcohol, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
But then we bought the bottle of Gia, and that's, like, now you have to be your own mixologist and get out the little metal shot glass. And I don't even know, like... I've been mixing, like, I'll mix an orange juice with a lemon spindrift. You know what I mean? I don't consider that's not an alcoholic. You know, it's just like, they're trying to make you feel like you're making a cocktail, but you're not making a cocktail.
No,
you're
making
putting
a
soda
juice.
water in herb juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little virgin cocktail, a mocktail, if you will.
Yeah, and this fucking bottle was $40
Oh
for the
my
size
God.
of, yeah. So we finished it in about 2 days. And I was drinking them at noon, like with my lunch. I was like, oh, maybe a little Gia, a little spice up this LaCroix. And we're like, we don't have dry January money.
Yeah, no, it's just you gotta
soda water with a squeeze of lemon. There you are. Done.
Yeah, it's like when you go to I don't know what would be a good example, like let's say Mexico or something. And the bottled water is more expensive than a bottle of beer. Mm-hmm. And then someone on the trip goes, cheaper to drink beer, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm an alcoholic. For sure. But it's cheaper to buy alcohol.
When I was in high school, we went to France, and in the vending machines, they had Heinekens next to the Cokes, and they were the same price. Mm-hmm. Like, all right, I guess we're having Heineken.
And that was years before Heineken degraded themselves with a non-alcoholic version.
That's exactly right. It was a full alcohol Heineken. I paid francs for it.
Ooh,
should I have gotten some non-alcoholic beers? I don't know that I've ever had one.
Yeah, there's
on
some good
purpose.
ones.
Yeah.
There's a Beck's. There was a Beck's non-alcoholic that I've accidentally drank a couple times.
How far into it did you get before you were like, oh, this is not beer. This is not what I'm used to. Or something's off here.
I think it was when I was fleeing the cops after getting pulled over for drunk driving that I was like, hold on a second. I'm running in a perfectly straight line.
Don't go for the non-alcoholic Guinness.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's very sweet.
Oh, really? It's all of the diarrhea with none of the buzz?
That's exactly right. We've got a solo can in the fridge. It's been in there for almost a year now. But we can't bring ourselves to throw it away for some reason.
Why don't you mix it with a Guinness?
Oh.
Okay, you're going to hang up this call right now because honestly, you've offended me.
That's a moist January. You're taking that down from like, what is it, 4.8% to 2.4%.
Yeah, I guess you are.
And double the Guinness. Like let's say when you get down to your last can of real Guinness, and you want to make it last, pour a non-alcoholic Guinness in it.
I wouldn't be able to go half and half. I would have to
and a shot of Bailey's.
No, I'd have to like an eighth. I'd open the can and then just sort of cut each one just slightly, like you would poison your husband, like just slip.
Okay, Rachel,
glass.
I almost feel like he's
I got
asking
plans
for it.
Yeah. He's seen my diary. What about an Irish car bomb? Come on,
we don't say that anymore. We don't
say
say that anymore.
It's racist.
Well, you drink that non-alcoholic one if you put a shot of, what is it, just a shot of whiskey, you drop it in there?
Yes, but why would you do that? Anyways.
To not waste the non-alcoholic.
Yeah, that's another good idea.
All right, maybe I'll just crack one.
A moist car bomb. You want to keep those things dry, people.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, so how is your workouts going? Because I had a sexism happen to me at my Pilates studio.
Oh, God.
Oh, jeez.
Was bound to happen.
It was bound to.
Are you still the only boy?
I thought it was a safe space. No, usually not. There's usually at least one other boy there. Sometimes a boy and a man.
I like calling you a boy. I don't know.
That's fine.
It feels weird, but I like it. Are you the only boy there, Matt?
Do you want me to start doing the cool guy thing of calling you a female?
Is that a cool guy thing?
I don't. I just seen people like on the internet. You see it a lot. Like, these females always trying to get a free dinner out of you, or something like that. I'll tell you this: it's never positive. When someone says these females, they're not saying smell wonderful and have great personalities.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, my quick update.
These females try to poke holes in the condom to trap me.
Oh yeah.
That's what these females are doing.
Those dastardly females, trying to slip non-alcoholic Guinness into my Guinness. Those females.
Yeah, that's right.
My workout update. I played pickleball. I went for a ride on my Peloton, and I did a yoga class this week since I last spoke to you.
Wow, that's first of all.
Thank you.
That's a slow clap.
Now, you went for a ride on your Peloton.
Yeah.
Yet you didn't move.
I didn't move.
That's an interesting way to put it.
I didn't move.
It's an interesting way to put it. It's a little bit going into the, did you read a book if you listened to the audio version?
Fair enough.
Did you ride your bike if you didn't go anywhere?
Right, yeah. I rode my bike towards Fitness Town. How about that? The yoga.
Did you see this
by the
controversy with before you get to the yoga? I want to stay on Peloton. This Christopher Nolan Peloton instructor thing.
Yes, Jen Sherman called him out while he was on the bike in the privacy of his own home. This guy's trying to work on his arms, doing this motion, and Jen Sherman was like, "Hey, y'all, anybody see that piece of shit Tenet? There's 2 hours I'll never get back. What the fuck was happening there?" Can you imagine?
And you must, if you were riding your bike too in your home, you would have been like, Jen Sherman knows what's up.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair to Jen, yeah, it's a confusing movie, for sure.
What are the I mean, I guess they have to know that anyone they're talking about on the Peloton, because there could be, what, thousands of people in a class? Millions?
Yeah.
Tens of thousands?
Yeah. Once you get into the replays, yeah, it's. I don't know if he was doing it live, because you can do a replay of
Oh, right. And is she a good, a famous one, or like a good one?
Jen, she's yes. Well, they're all sort of famous in their own way.
You like her.
I like Jen. She's kind of older, more my speed.
You mean your age?
My age, yeah. She's one of the old ones.
She gets all my Waltons references.
That's exactly right. Good night, John Boy. Anyways, Christopher Nolan could be listening to this for all we know.
Well,
it's possible.
Well, okay, Chris, you're going up that hill, okay? And I know you want to quit, okay? I know you want to quit, just like in the third act of like, what's it? Inception.
Yeah.
Okay? But you got to go deeper, man. You got to dig deeper. I don't think he's listening, but I do feel bad. I have a friend that's a fitness instructor in Los Angeles, and when she's from Toronto, and when she was in Toronto, she used to say, like, as an icebreaker, used to be like, "Hey, anyone watching Fargo?" Or anyone see the Globes last night? Wow, Joe Coy really ate it, huh? And it would just be like an ease people into the kind of space thing.
Yeah.
And then she did it when she moved here to LA. And of course, like, the first time she does it, the thing she's talking shit about, someone's like, "Yeah, my husband set decorated that," or you know what I mean, something like that. Yeah, that's right. She's not getting the A-listers in her class. She's getting the wife of the set decorator.
Well, the set looked amazing. I'll have to say, yeah.
Oh, if I ran into the set decorator for Barbie, that would be an easy conversation for me.
Yeah,
so fun. You just really brought it to life.
Yep.
Oh, so you like the movie? No.
Hated it.
And I'm thinking of becoming a certified Peloton instructor so I could talk about it.
Wow, you think Greta's on her Peloton just waiting?
I'll find out where her yoga studio is.
Yeah, do it.
I'll wait till she's in Shavasana. I don't care. When my thoughts can most easily penetrate her brain.
What about Noah though? Would you say it to Noah? Like, go find Bomb?
No, because I wouldn't need to, and I wouldn't even need to with Greta, because I would just compliment their other movies that I love.
Right. Yeah, that's true. And just not mention the $1 billion one. By far their biggest hit. Like, probably 10 times over all of their movies combined.
No, I just watched your biggest film ever, the one that made $1 billion, Greenberg. Did big numbers in China, I'm pretty sure. They loved it.
So what
the Meyerowitz stories was huge in Japan.
What'd you think of the Koi Man there?
I didn't watch. I only consumed it through people going nuts on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw there was a major, obviously, backlash and stuff. And I went and I watched it on the CBS feed, the CBS YouTube channel. Big mistake.
Yeah.
Because they cut out the Swiftie joke. Like, it's not there.
Oh, come on.
Which was weird, because I watched it and I didn't really know what the Swift joke was. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't see the Swift joke. And then I went back and I saw somebody, lots of people posted the joke and the look, and I'm sure they pumped in laughs, because it was
like in post or
they had to, or they only had the mics going at the back of the room, where the non-celebrities sit. You know what I mean?
No, but I'm asking, like, did they pump in the laughs in post live, or only after he was bombing were they like, shit, when we upload these clips, turn the laughter knob up.
I don't know. Well, I'll say this. I didn't think he was bombing that bad. Like, I didn't find the jokes. I mean, it wasn't great. Like, I didn't laugh once.
It was a bad room. It was a bad room.
Well, they always say.
And look, I'm not saying the jokes were good.
Yeah.
But was it vastly different than any number of mid to bad? Like, I mean, they don't get A-listers to do these shows anymore.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
So we're always dealing with, and like Joe Coy, I mean, I was about to say he's funny. I don't really know his stand-up, but I know he's very popular.
Yeah.
So he's selling out rooms. So he's got something.
Yeah, he used to be on Corolla all the time. And it was like an instant listen. If it was, Joe Coy's on Corolla, I'm definitely listening to this. And he's always funny. So, I don't know. I like Joe Coy. He bombed, but who gives a shit?
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
It's bound to happen.
It's not a room for comedy. Oh, sorry. What were you going to say about your yoga?
Oh, it was a disaster because it was a little bit of a too advanced class. It was also on the Peloton.
Not on
the Peloton, you know.
Well, that is very advanced. You're like, I got to put my hands on the pedals for this position?
Right. Yeah. The bridge, so hard on the Peloton. No, it was too advanced, and it was a flow, you know, like a yoga flow, so it just keeps going, and I'm like, half the time you're like looking at your hands when you're sort of in downward dog or whatever, and he's like, now cobra pose and up, swan dive into this, and so you keep having to look up, and I probably got about a third of that class actually in, because it just moved too fast. So anyways.
The only flow you're on is Orinoco.
That's exactly right. Shout out to Enya.
Have you ever been to a yoga class, like an in-person?
No, not specifically. I went to when I was doing group fitness, they had a yoga component of it was like 20 minutes out of the hour, so equally as confused and hating it. So
I think you should.
You should hate it? Or
A,
you should
for
do
content,
it?
and B, because then you have to stay more focused.
Yes.
Because you're not working out at home.
Right.
And you're with other people, so you're a little more inspired, and you can see what other people are doing.
Okay, yeah.
And
farts.
There's butts. They have butts there.
Oh, butts.
Yeah, they have butts.
Well, we're keeping the Y membership, so go get some yoga there.
No, thank you.
He doesn't want to see Y butts.
No Y butts. No offense to all my Y brothers and sisters out there, but
come on.
I'm going to like a high-end bar style place.
Fuck.
That's right. I think you should. I think, I mean, is the working out at home because you prefer it, or just to save time on commuting, or what's the thinking?
Save time, and nobody needs to hear me grunting and farting and, all that stuff.
You will? Okay. If you want to see the butts, you have to hold in your farts. That's the pact that we make.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, there's going to be like a transition time, too, because we're so used to just letting them fly because there's no one else around. They're going to be like...
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think he'll get it pretty quick when there's... I think... So you're saying when he watches a movie at home, when he goes to a theater, he's got to wait to adjust?
Yes.
He's like... I'm farting through the commercials and the previews, Rachel, okay? I need to.
I do what I do here, which is basically stand up and say, pause, to whoever has the remote. I gotta piss. Pause.
And you lift your cheek off the seat.
Yeah.
You know when you're in a movie theater and people are talking during the previews?
Yeah.
And you can't really say anything because it's not the movie, but you, in your head, you're just going like a repeating intrusive thought, like, are they going to continue this when the movie starts? Yeah. Are they going to continue this when the movie starts? You're like that, but for farting. You're like,
totally.
Is that guy going to keep fucking farting for the whole movie?
Now, Matt, you know me. I'm a master of my body. I don't fart in public. Yeah. And to be honest, I rarely fart when I'm like working out. I don't think I've ever farted on the Peloton. And I didn't fart at all yesterday during the yoga. And I thought yoga was supposed to be fart central. Like,
do you remember
that's what people say, but
yeah.
When I was taking Taekwondo the same time the boys were in that class I told you about.
Wait.
Yeah.
I think that warrants an explanation.
Well, there's a fart story here. It's not my fart, but
no. But first, set the scene here. You were literally you were doing the Kramer in Seinfeld. You were taking a karate class with 9-year-olds.
It was Taekwondo. No, it was the adult class. It's not as sexy
so you weren't
as
taking
it
it
sounds.
with your children.
No. Well,
So why'd you say with your children? Because you were taking them and that's what inspired you?
Yeah, maybe I did do classes with them. I think you could. You could if they were advanced enough. But I was doing an adult class and, God, the teacher was such a shit. Anyway, somebody farted so loud and he yelled at them and said, I wanted a B note. No, I wanted a B flat. Like, oh my God.
It was like
That's funny.
joke?
It's a joke.
It was a joke, but he was like, yeah.
Too serious.
It was like, okay.
Did he know? Could he identify who?
Yeah. He said his name. John,
Oh, no.
I wanted a B flat.
Was the person like in the midst of being rolled into a pretzel, or was he just standing on the sidelines waiting for an explanation?
He was doing crunches.
Gross.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, when you get those abdominals working, things could happen. Oh yeah. Okay. So let me get to my sexism.
Okay,
Wait.
yeah,
By the way,
please.
what belt did you get to?
God, I don't
I think you got to blue belt, didn't you?
know.
Whatever.
Can you do something for me? For next show, do you think you could make a list of Rachel Doyle hobbies that you've done? I mean, it's like an endless list. I almost don't want to do it in one setting because I like when you just thread them in. But I do think we need an accounting of like, because people think you're a pickleball maven, but that's just one of the new things. Like, you know what I mean? When we're doing this podcast in 30 years from now,
Wow. Cool.
there'll be 15 more things that you're an expert in.
You are hilarious. Very generous as well.
I'm just
That
imagining
will all be
myself
alive in 30 years?
Yeah, I'm imagining myself in 30 years. Like, you'll be trotting me out like fucking Dick Clark on New Year's Eve. Fucking.
Rachel, give him the B12 shot.
We're in public, honey. Don't fart.
Who's talking, please?
That's how I hear you now. So
Yeah. So.
JD actually will sound like his Stephen Hawking impression at that point. Oh yeah, a trivia question for you.
Okay, hold on.
I saw this.
Hold on.
What?
Sexism. You got it. Yeah, sexism.
No, I gotta give you a trivia question
Okay,
first
all
because
right.
it just came up.
All right.
I saw or someone sent me, shit, I should have written down who, an Instagram carousel that was like, how much pickleball do you need to play to burn off X food?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. They're all fast food, so it's not that interesting.
Okay.
So I'll just start here.
Not that interesting, but applicable in my case, I'm sure.
A Big Mac.
Okay.
How many hours you got to play pickleball?
How many
calories?
hours?
Is it 1,000 calories?
It's about 500
It's
calories.
vibes. You're going on vibes here.
I'd say
Let's say 1 hour.
Yeah.
An hour of pickleball.
Very close. 1.2 hours.
Okay.
In-N-Out double fries medium drink.
That's 3 hours of pickleball right there.
Well, this Instagram thing, which I'm sure is very true, but it says 2.2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And 10-piece McNuggets, 1 hour. That's where the value is.
Okay. All right.
Do you think you'd be more full from 10 McNuggets or 1 Big Mac?
one Big Mac.
Interesting, because of the bread?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More.
I don't know.
Yeah, more calories.
Something to look into.
Yeah.
All right, so my workout sexisms. So normally when I go to class, as you said, there's maybe two other guys there. But do you know how like the Pilates reformer works? Like, do you know how the weights on it work?
Not really, but
Okay, so it's basically a thing that moves back and forth, a carriage that moves back and forth, but the weight comes from springs. It's all spring loaded.
Okay.
So there's 3 colors of springs. In the studio, it's yellow, orange, blue. Yellow is the lightest, orange is medium, blue is heaviest. But there's like 3 oranges. So sometimes they'll be like, all right, for this move, 2 yellows and an orange, or
Okay.
3 oranges and a yellow, or whatever.
Yep.
And so sometimes the teacher will call out like, all right, beginners and intermediates, 2 oranges, experts, 2 oranges and a yellow. Or if you want to lift heavy on this one, 3 oranges or whatever, right? So
Yep.
they'll give you modifications.
Okay.
There was one teacher that I just had this week that instead of saying like, hey, we're doing this, but if you want more of a challenge, do that. She was explicitly saying, all right, ladies, I need you on 2 oranges, and Matt, specifically Matt, because I was the only man in this class.
Yeah.
She was saying, Matt, I need you on 3 oranges.
Maybe she
I'm like
wasn't.
looking around the room. I'm like, I am man, but I'm not the strongest person in here.
Maybe she wasn't talking about, what's between your legs. Maybe she was looking at your biceps. Versus the other people's biceps.
So you think she looked at me
and was like,
I mean, you've seen me.
Strong.
Yeah.
You know what I look like.
Jacked,
you're,
man.
You're strong.
That I was that much stronger than every other woman in this class.
I don't know, but it's possible.
No, it's not possible.
Okay.
Because I've had it before where she said, like, where there was 2, and she was just saying, all right, ladies on this, men on this. And then I hadn't had her in a while because I guess I got lucky. But then I went back, and she was specifically calling me out. And then, so I did what she commanded me to do because I didn't want to rock the boat. And I was like, this is too heavy. I'm just getting back. My fitness journey is just starting again. I can't do this.
Yeah.
So I started ignoring her and just doing whatever. But the springs are kind of under a shelf, so you can't see them if you're walking by.
Right.
And then at the end of class, I literally was standing outside the studio with my phone in my hand, writing her name down to be like, mentally, when you look at the schedule, try not to book this if you can avoid it because, it's not your favorite class. And she walks out, she points to me, she goes, Matt, super strong today. And I was like, no, I wasn't doing what you were telling me to.
Maybe she thought you were. That's why you were making it look so
No,
easy.
I know. She did. I know. She thought I was doing the advanced thing and fucking crushing.
Yeah.
She was like, this little hobbit's working it.
Stop.
She made you into a liar. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Anyways, watch out. Sexism can happen anywhere.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So, yeah, but I'd say my fitness journey is going well. I'm on, I'm counting my calendar here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row.
Wow.
That's so good.
Good for you.
I was
Going for 6 today if we wrap this up any fucking time soon.
I was such a bitch this morning. I'm like, I need to work out. This is like, I know that I haven't worked out enough when I'm this much of a crazy bitch. And
You're also a crazy basic bitch because you threw a tantrum about your Stanley straw going missing.
Oh, Rachel, no, you don't have a Stanley.
I don't.
She has an off-brand Stanley, but still,
okay.
it
Respect.
looks like a Stanley.
I was like, I'm going to lose my fucking mind over, they didn't put the fucking dishes away
Who's they?
properly.
Oh, our children. Well,
Anyways, I feel human again. So clearly that's the medicine for me. I need to work out.
Oh, so you did work out.
Well, I went
play
and played
pickleball.
pickleball.
Oh, okay.
But I got a lot of
Would you say like
aggression out.
a Big Mac's worth of pickleball or an In-N-Out double fries medium drinks of pickleball?
It wasn't too competitive today, so I don't think I deserve anything like that.
Oh.
But it was fun.
Pickles
It was fun.
on a Big Mac.
Pickles.
Are
extra
there?
Pickles.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it.
Rachel always gets extra pickles.
Did anything good or not good happen to you guys this week?
Oh, yeah, it was our anniversary.
I'm there.
So are you putting that in the good or not good?
It was good.
As he fucking
Well,
sighs.
we haven't done anything. It's not like there was any sort of special occasion.
We had dinner at the table and drank a full bottle of champagne.
Well, you drank most of that champagne, let's be honest.
You could have been mixing that with non-alcoholic Guinness.
Yeah, that's right.
Gross.
We cracked
Well,
open.
hold on. So your big thing is we ate at the table,
Yeah,
meaning
that's
that
what
you
I
normally
said.
will just eat in front of the TV?
Yeah, no. We eat at the table.
No,
a
like
lot.
all of us simultaneously,
Yeah.
because all of us are going in 5 different directions, but we were all gathered together at once. So
So you said, kids, it's mom and dad's anniversary. Let's make sure you're at the table.
sit your ass down.
Yeah, which was nice. It was nice, but also I'd like to be wined and dined a little, Matt. I'd like to go out. I'd like to leave the house every once in a while and enjoy a nice.
I'll tell you this: females aren't making the reservations.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Females. The boys do though, don't they?
That's right.
boys
The boys
definitely do.
I need to make the reservations. And so, are you going to be celebrating it? Well, first of all, what number is this?
21.
21 married, 27 together.
Yeah, that's 7 before it doesn't.
So we don't-
It counts every fucking year. It adds up, bitch.
It adds up.
Oh my gosh.
I think we've gotten past the. It's like when you have a
Etch it
kid.
on the wall.
When you have a kid and it's like, oh, he's 18 months. He's whatever. Like, he's 20 months old today. At a certain point, you just say, fuck, he's 2 years old. You know what I mean? So we've been married for over 20 years. That's great. That's a great milestone.
Did you do something more special for the 20th?
No, we never do anything. That's the thing.
We're lucky to remember.
It's January the 8th. And the only reason I remembered is because you remembered, Rachel. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, why can't you just be like January 6th plus 2 days?
Oh, you mean like the Insurrection Day?
Yeah, I bet you were watching that Insurrection going, fuck, why couldn't this be in 2 days from now so I could remember my anniversary? Yeah. Or you were like, I hope that the QAnon shaman occupies this building for 2 days so that maybe they leave on January 8th. God, something's got to happen here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, no. But anyways, whatever. We're not that sentimental about things. We are, but we're not. I mean,
maybe we could start being romantic. Okay. It's only been 27 years, so we should maybe try it. I mean, we got engaged through a handshake, so it's only up from there.
That's what you offered me. Just as a modern man.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, if she had offered me a hug and a kiss, that's what she would have gotten. But she was like, I was like, all right, well, let's get married. Okay, cool. And then she offered my hand to seal the deal. I'm like, okay, I guess we're shaking on it.
Wait, you didn't have a ring?
No, he didn't. No. I bought the rings because he's like, I'm not a ring person. I'm like, fuck.
Females
the romance
do buy rings.
Well, I mean, she wasn't gonna get a ring from me. Let's be honest.
The fucking romance is intense.
Okay, now I understand what you're saying when you say we could start being romantic. Most people, they start being romantic, then it fades, and then at a certain point they're like, we need to make more of a conscious effort. But this will be the maiden voyage.
Yes.
This is terra incognito.
Well, what we share everything. What's more romantic than that?
So hold on a second. 21 years ago, you backed into it? You discussed it? You said
we might as well get married and go on vacation. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways.
Does it make you laugh the extent to which I hem and haw over every part of like getting into a relationship? I know, for instance, like 2 years ago when I was in Atlanta, before Jill and I got back together, we were out at a brunch, then later at a pub. I'm like, I don't know. And in the meantime, you guys are just like, well, we want to go on a trip, so should we just get married? And you're both like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shake
and we
on
invited all our friends and family, and
shake on it, buddy.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was a fun wedding. It was good. It was romantic.
Yeah, it was a great time.
So no regrets, Rachel, because maybe for the 25th wedding anniversary, you could redo the wedding in a way that more befits a queen such as yourself.
Matt, I love you. Will you come?
I'm busy the January 8th. My insurrection celebration lasts at least 3 days.
Fuck.
If you have an insurrection for more than 4 hours. All right, so congratulations to you on your anniversary.
Thank you.
I'm very happy for you. I'm not at that stage of my anniversary. I'm planning things. We went on a trip. We went to Death Valley last year, drove up to Death Valley. Mm-hmm. And I guess that set the tone and the expectation that we're going somewhere else this year.
Well, that's good. I like that.
Good.
I want to go on a
somewhere
trip.
in the state of California.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Got to be driving distance.
You could. Nice. There's no way that you've seen all of it by now. I mean,
oh my God, no. We really want to go to Yosemite.
Yeah.
So, really. Now their anniversary's in March, but I think we're gonna push it because March you need winter tires in Yosemite and four wheels to get anywhere, and some of the trails and roads are closed. So we're gonna delay it a bit, I think. But this is what I want to say. Do you remember last week that I had that genius idea for when you get an email that you hate?
Yeah.
Or like a mean email, you just push a button on your Gmail suite, the mailer demon button, and it gets sent back to that person. So you don't have to respond to it, and they're just like shouting into a cloud, essentially. Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of people were asking me like, well, what was in this email that offended you so much?
Yeah, I'm curious to know.
I wasn't going to, I said I was going to tell you after the show, but like every show, I have to pee so bad that I'm just like, hey, bye. Anyways, I wasn't going to because like I don't like how negative things get more attention than positive things. Like
Yeah.
I'm not reading people that send me lovely emails on air, so why should I read
That's fair.
this one, right? But something happened since then.
Oh.
The story has been furthered. So
Blown
now I am
wide
going
open.
to
Oh,
I'm going to
jeez.
read you
Oh,
this email.
jeez.
Okay. So here is the email. I love how you clearly have a rule for your podcast that there can only be one woman on at a time. I think you mean one female. All right, sorry. I'm not going to editorialize this because I don't want you to get confused. I want to read this exactly how it's written.
Okay.
I love how you clearly have a rule for your podcast that there can only be one woman on at a time. I mean, what type of person would listen to a pod with 2 women talking on it? 3 question marks. Sorry for the sarcasm, but I love Nora on the podcast, and I hope she's on more often. Maybe even without Skeets. No, that would be going too far. Women on the show should have to be accompanied by their husband, or at least their father.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nora has to come on only with Skeets and Rachel with JD, but never at the same time, right? I mean, let's be serious. P.S. Rachel's story about the U-turn in the bus was an instant classic, so fucking funny.
Okay.
So, I'm reading this, and there's certainly positive things
Sure.
in here, right? But he says, sorry for the sarcasm when he's like, oh, only one woman can be talking all the time. 2 women talking. Oh, no, that's too far. Sorry for the sarcasm. But then right away he adds more sarcasm that, oh, she can't be on without Skeets. Women have to be on with their fathers, right? So I was just like going to write a thoughtful email back to this person.
Yeah.
Because like it is a classic, like, someone starts with trying to say something positive, but fucking cannot help themselves, and they just sound like a complete dick. But more so, I was like, this isn't, like, there's so many other podcasts you should be emailing this criticism to.
Right.
And now, because we are talking about the show, I went back from the first show in November, the first non-Great Beyond show in November. There have been 8 shows.
Yeah.
And this is in order. These are the guests. Maggie Sirota, woman. Georgia Love, woman. Mm-hmm. Skeets and Trey, not women. Megan Gailey, woman. Steffi Bake, woman. Jackie Tone, woman. Skeets and Nora, half a woman. Well, full woman, half a man. Alana Johnston. So that's out of 8 of the last 8 episodes, 6 of them are female guests. And if you include the one where it was 1 male, 1 female, that's 88% of the shows.
Yeah, but there were 2 men on those shows. That's the problem.
Which side are you on, JD? Because I'm about to mail or demon your ass. But the show is hosted by 2 guys. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's...
At a minimum, there's always going to be 2 men on this show. But the guests that we have on, 7 of the last shows have been women.
Right.
I don't know,
That's a
maybe...
pretty good ratio. And that's not even including the fact that Rachel's been on every Great Beyond, and Jill was on a Great Beyond.
That's right.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, now, here's another thing that maybe I would have said, but I'm not going to say, but I'll say now. Do you understand production, sir?
Yeah.
Because guess what? It's fucking funny to have Nora on with her husband and to, like, try to draw a little fun and hilarious little wedges between them.
That's
and hear how they both respond to the same. Have you seen the Newlywed Game, sir? You don't just have the female on it. You have the male, too, because that's where the tension is. That's where the humor is. And part of what makes Rachel so funny on the show, even though, of course, she's funny on her own, is the interplay between her and JD. And part of what made Jill funny when we had her on was that she was interacting with me, not a stranger, someone who knows her. So, fuck off. Because from a production and entertainment point of view, we've made good decisions. And from a booking point of view, they've all been fucking women.
Right.
Now, next week, we'll have a man on, finally.
Finally. God damn it. So what was the development? Like, what happened?
Okay, so the development was, as you know, I did not respond to this person, but I did talk about it on the podcast, mainly because it inspired this idea of the mailer demon. But,
Right.
So then I get another email a couple of days after that episode came out, and this is what it says. And keep in mind, this is from a different email address. Interesting.
Wow. Same person, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Not 100% sure I'm the jerk who sent you the email that pissed you off, but I think it was me, and I'm truly sorry. I am not good at writing emails / trying to say something funny / sarcastic. I don't think I'm so smart. I have 2 name tag type jobs. Shout out to a great Is This Good topic. I was a total dick and was wrong, and I'm sorry. I should have just said, I like Rachel on the show and what she adds to the podcast, and I think she should be on every episode, instead of being an asshole. I've used a different email address in hopes you will actually read this, and no, I'm seriously sorry. No need to respond. I will keep listening and not bother you anymore.
All is forgiven, even though you just called my wife an asshole.
No, he's saying he was an asshole.
I know, but the way it was worded, it was like, I wish she was on every show instead of being an asshole, I think is what he said.
Yeah, right.
So
now we've gone.
To do that.
We've gone from aggro sarcasm to pity me. I am just a sad person.
Oh, come on.
I won't bother you anymore.
Oh.
I'm not smart. I'm not smart enough to not be mean to you. But my point is, I totally forgive you, this person.
Yeah, same.
I totally forgive you. And I'm not mad. I was miffed when I got the email. But I'm not mad at all.
Well, good.
So forgive yourself.
Yeah.
And move on. and a good lesson for if you're getting hate on the internet, as soon as you shine a light on it, that person usually turns around and is like, oh, actually, I'm a big fan. I mean, obviously, this guy's a fan. He listens to every show.
Yeah.
So
shout out to you.
Shout out to you.
And there's content given.
And you're doing it for content. Well, but I don't want people to start sending me media.
No. Sorry.
This was a once only.
I listened to the Nora and Phil show, and it was fabulous. But one thing that I can't get out of my head is you singing, I found myself a Christian woman. I can't get it out. I'm like, oh my God, why is that?
A Christian lady.
Oh, Christian lady, sorry.
Is that a real song?
It is
I
now.
don't know.
Fuck,
It is
let's
now.
remix that shit.
You gotta,
We got to get Alana Johnson to sing that song.
Oh, yeah.
you gotta write the lyrics though, because I think it could be amazing.
Could be good. But, oh yeah, sorry. So this whole thing made me think of January 2014. It's our first winter in Atlanta after moving there. We had just started The Starters on NBA TV. And I'm sitting on my couch, and I see a commercial. This is back when I had cable, for a Fox sitcom called Enlisted. And
yeah, I remember this.
I never watched it. It was, I just saw the trailer, and it was like a comedy about people on an army base, and of course, like the Afghanistan war is still going on at this point. And I never tweet anything mean, sarcastic, petty. I never tweet in general. Like, look at my Twitter feed. It's all like polls for this show. That's all. I mean, I rarely tweeted anything, and I fucking hate the toxicity of Twitter and that like sardonic rat-tat-tat, bullshitty like, oh, this sucks, that sucks. And I just never contributed to it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what came over me. But I decided to tweet from my couch like a fucking loser.
About an ad.
I don't remember what.
About an ad,
What?
too, right? You hadn't watched the show. It was
No, I
just...
had never seen the show.
Yeah.
I don't even think it had come out yet. And I don't know why I did it. And I remember in the moment contemplating, like, you shouldn't do this. And then I remember even saying, yeah, but you never critique anything. Maybe this is, maybe this
your
could be your
brand.
my first new thing. And I tried to look up what it was, but I couldn't find it. But I tweeted something like, I don't know, thanks to Fox's Enlisted, war is finally fun again, or something like that.
Yeah.
God.
I was having a little social justice warrior moment where I was like, should we be, I don't know, maybe if I had lived in the 70s, I would have been like, MASH is itself a war crime. I don't know, whatever. So I tweet this one thing, and I'm like, wow, you finally did it. You entered the discourse. Congratulations, Matt. And then not like an hour later, I like getting some replies, and I'm like, ooh, what could this be? And it was a man named Kevin Beagle, who, when I clicked on his bio, was the creator and writer of this show, saying, like, hey, man, thanks for being a dick, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
The show's not even out yet. Thanks for being a dick and judging it before you ever saw it. And I'm pretty sure it was about brothers that were in the same army base.
Yeah.
Again, there are wars going on, so I don't know if part of it was maybe they were going to be deployed or whatever. But at the point of the first season, they're in an army base in America. And I think his brothers had been in the army, so he had some connection to it. And he was just like, yeah, thanks for being an asshole, man. And I was like, fuck! The one time I do it, I get called out. And this guy is 100% right, and I was being a dick, and I didn't contribute anything at all. And I immediately apologized to him, and I've never done it again since.
Yeah.
It was a one-time thing for me.
Especially at the time when we were embroiled in trying to do an hour-long daily NBA show that was kind of floundering around at that point. Like,
yeah, maybe that contributed to it.
Yeah, but
it's like, I've been getting a bunch of hate. Maybe I should
just share some of the hate.
Lay it on.
Yeah, like an X-Men that absorbs negative energy and then can channel it through their body. Shunk. But this guy had a search for his show, as is understandable, to see what the early buzz is.
Mm-hmm.
And he found me and he fucking took me to task.
Yeah.
And he was 100% right.
And then it got canceled, I think, 4 episodes into it.
Did you do that?
That's not his fault. No, this guy's super. He run on fucking Scrubs, and he created Cougar Town, and he just did The Machine, the Burt Kreischer movie.
Oh yeah. That I haven't seen it, but
yeah, I get on Twitter right now. I'm like,
wait, Mark Hamill's in that movie, isn't he? I think he is.
Well, it looks like The Machine broke down because this thing sucks.
God.
No, just kidding. Anyways. So don't do it. Don't add negativity to the world.
Yeah, it's hard. Making stuff and putting it out there is difficult. I mean, we criticize shit all the time, though, like Fast and Furious.
Yeah, but I do think it's different. I think it's different when you're like discussing it with people and you're having. Maybe comedy is the goal of the conversation, but you're still like having a talk and support your premises with points and debate with other people that don't feel different. You know, just spouting off on Twitter is not helping anyone, and there's no context for it. So yeah, I'll do it on the show. I'll do it in discussion, but like I don't do it on Twitter. It's not the right place for me.
Same.
Too much negativity. All right. Well, we've once again gone a fucking hour without doing housekeeping. So let me just say.
What about my articles?
So many.
No, we're gonna do one of your articles right now. We're gonna do one of your articles right now.
I can't even remember what they are.
Well, you have to bring them up.
Oh, well.
Okay. Think about it while I do housekeeping. If you'd like to support the show, go to patreon.com/isthisgood. You'll get ad-free episodes. You'll get access to our thriving community on Discord. You'll get an exclusive episode every month. And sometimes those episodes are just one man and one woman. Equal.
Yeah, that's right.
One male, one female. And it's Jovial January, so tell a friend. And go back and listen to the Alana Johnston episode, because it was very funny, and she did make fun of me. And, she texted me after.
Ooh.
Remember, on the show, she announced that she had an audition that morning. That's why she had to push the show back.
Yes.
But she got a call back during the show.
Yes.
And then once the show ended, she texted me. She said, I just got another call back for another audition.
Shit.
Nice.
That's great.
So all you actors out there, come on the show. Oh, and the dog is okay.
Great. I was going to ask. I'm glad to hear
the dog
that.
is okay. So why don't you favor me with one of your precious articles?
Okay, there was one about touched-up
You
photos.
don't even have it in front of you?
No, I don't. I figured we wouldn't get to them. Touched-up articles.
Why? I texted you. I said have stuff.
I know.
Okay, and
yeah.
Sorry to call you out for this, but I was literally about to start the introduction and say welcome to the great beyond, and you said to Rachel, anything happen this week? And she was like, well, it was our anniversary, and you said, yeah, but we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And that's what you went with. I said to you, like, as couples, you always need stuff to talk about, don't you?
I mean,
he just doesn't talk to me. Just kidding.
Please.
Okay, how about this? I just solved 2 problems at once. Because we usually record this Wednesday so we can put it out late Wednesday, early Thursday morning.
Yeah.
So it's January 10th here. So
Yeah.
Tuesday night,
Yeah.
I want you guys to have a little date night. You go out to your neighborhood pub,
Okay.
you have a Guinness, and you
Okay.
talk about the week and brainstorm topics for the show.
All right.
Thank you.
Wouldn't that be fun?
You're
Bring
like-
you closer together and
You could be a couples therapist.
bring content for the show.
That's all he cares about is the content for the show.
It's fine.
Well,
It
okay.
serves
But
two
if it so
purposes.
happens that it brings you closer together, who's
Bring the romance
what's the
back.
problem? Yeah.
Okay, so the touched-up photos was one of them, and what was the other one? I can't remember. I
Well,
literally can't
You
remember.
don't have time for more, so just do that.
Yeah, just
I
do the
don't
one
like
you
that one.
remember.
But we have experience.
I don't even know what it's about, he says.
Oh my God, we have experience with this.
Okay,
because
so the
Jackson's...
article. Hold on. Stop.
Christ.
Stop.
I'm gonna need to eat a nerd.
Oh, well,
you have my fucking bag of nerds.
we need
Oh,
to explain.
Females are interrupting.
So a mother was outraged when she got touched up photos from their school photos. School photos, they offer this. This is going nowhere. There's an option to pay extra and get your photos touched up. Now, we have been offered this option, and we're like, fuck it, we're not doing that.
That is not true.
Hold on. Yes, it is, because the year before, they sent us non-touched up photos, and they were like, yeesh.
Well, it's not because it like showed every pore and ooh. It was like a photocopy of a picture. It was just shit.
Oh,
Which
but did
one?
you right-click
The
Save
touched-up
As from the proof, though, with the Jostins printed over your child's face?
No, it was Lincoln's untouched, untouched up. It's like, I'm not paying extra for that. It'll be fine. And then it looks like it's fucking a photocopy of a picture.
It looked bad.
But that sounds like a resolution issue, not a like Facetune Photoshop issue.
Right.
Anyway, we're like, all right, we'll pay the $5 or whatever it is for Jackson's this year, and he looked like
an anime character.
Yeah, like anime. Like it was so bad.
Like, what the fuck? Who is this? I recognize the eyes, I guess.
But like a
That's very
plastic
funny.
doll almost. Mm-hmm. So it's just
did it remind you of when you got your shot, JD, taken at the haircut place, Barbara Jason's place?
Yeah, Barbara Jason.
He wanted to use your haircut to put on the grid to show people, hey, look how good haircuts I get. And he gave you a heavy filter.
He did. Yeah.
But you could tell you had skin.
Yeah, that's right. I had human skin. I still looked like I had human skin. But yeah, it was alarming. But the point of the article was like, hey man, the woman was mad because they had airbrushed out this girl's freckles, like, you know, natural.
That's what makes her
exactly
the little punky Brewster that she is.
Exactly. And so that's sort of the shitty part of it is like, okay, we'll touch up little blemishes, but they just totally wiped her freckles away. And of course the girl's like, what happened to my freckles? Like, I thought.
It also wasn't just that. It's like, don't we fake how beautiful we are every day on fucking Instagram? Can we have a real picture of what we really look like to track the years of our children? Like, this is too much.
That's true. That's because let's say it's your wedding. When I know you didn't have one, but let's say it's your wedding, and Rachel, you happen to have a pimple on your forehead that day. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't pay to have that?
Hell yeah, I would.
I know I sound like John Candy and Uncle Buck right now,
but that's different.
Right. And you wouldn't go like, no, I have to preserve the accuracy of exactly how I looked on that day. You're like, I'm going to have these photos forever. I don't usually have a pimple directly on my forehead. Just fucking take it out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But with kids, you kind of do want to see like that their face looked different from grades 1 to 12.
But also, you don't want them to like have this unrealistic expectation of what they should look like. There's reality of what everybody looks like. You can't look like what this picture is presenting you as. So don't try. You'll always be disappointed.
Yeah. I mean, that's that.
Okay,
like,
but
the fun
what about?
Sorry,
go ahead.
No,
No, you go ahead. I thought you didn't have anything to say about this.
That's the fun of a yearbook, right? Like you go back and it's more fun when everybody looks terrible, right? Like it captures a moment in time. It's like, oh my God, look at the mullet I had back in the day, or, you know, whatever the kids are doing now with this stupid cabbage hair that they have, you know, like, and look how many zits I have or whatever. Like
acne is
normal.
normal.
It should be like an archaeological type photo, like, and that's kind of how they used to do it, or they still do it. Where it's just like you get one shot at it, right? One maybe two shots at it. It's like sit down, smile, click, next, and that's it. So
grade 3, I had pudding on my side of my face. It'll always be in that picture.
Well, that's on the people taking the photo.
Totally, but that's the sort of they don't give a shit factory. Sit down and fine, like.
Do you think they're just applying a blanket filter? Because they, like, let's say there's, I don't know, fucking 600 kids in this high school, and they're doing every other school, so it's thousands of kids. Like, do you think they're really like they're working for Condé Nast, going through and like very delicately taking out blemishes.
No.
I think it's probably just a button they're pressing.
Exactly. It's yes or filter, yes or no, next. And it's such a racket now. Like back in my day, probably your day as well, Matt, it was film. There were film cameras. So that made sense that they were only taking one shot, right? And that we didn't get a choice. Like we get like several choices now that it's digital, but they're all, terrible, but they give us the choice, and it's just like, all right, I guess we'll pick that one. But in my day, it was like, what do your school pictures look like? And you had it on the little window, and it's like, me, like, whoops. Well, fuck that up. Better luck next year,
Do they still do funky backgrounds?
Well, they never had that for me, but yeah, they do. Yeah, it's like a green screen, and you can pick the lasers or the tigers or whatever.
Oh, you can still pick the lasers?
That was for Taekwondo. That was hilarious.
Taekwondo. That's right. Yeah. But you can change.
Those were your pictures from Taekwondo, Rachel. Now, I will say though that you're saying let's not go through and take off acne from these kids or whatever. But at the same time, I remember on picture day, my mother'd be like, whoa, where are you going, young scamp? It's picture day.
Yeah.
She'd get that brush through my hair, get a little spit on her fingers, wipe away some shit from my eye, like mat my eyebrows down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Wear your good shirt.
Yeah.
So we are trying to make ourselves look better. It's not truly a representation of how we looked every day with a little cowlick,
right,
Little Rascal style thing popping up.
Yeah.
So where are you drawing the line at?
That's
taking out a pimple?
What you just said. If your mother wants to lick down your hair, fine, like as you leave. But we put Lincoln one time, it was picture day. He was like, I'm going to wear a tie. He had a cute little vest and a tie. But when we got the photo, he had his jacket on, zipped all the way up, and he was just like, why didn't you take your jacket off? It was his idea to wear a tie, and
because he got cold feet. He thought he'd do a funny.
He said, I forgot. I forgot that I had the jacket on. Like he just walked into school and just left it on. Like
one day we were picking him up from school. It was raining out, and he got in the car with no shoes on, and I was like, where are your shoes? He's like, I don't know. I couldn't find them. Like, so that was it. That was fine.
Yeah. He was a kid. That's what happens, and that's how they should be captured. That moment, the perfect moment. Whatever happens, that's the moment. That's your picture for that year, and you just capture it in time. It's an instant in time. No filters.
The option I want is give me the PNG, and then I'll load it into Canva, and I'll do the retouching that I want to do.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, we've given up on our the graduation photo debacle that Lincoln's got because he's graduating this year. So, they do an actual photo shoot. It was an hour long. Hundreds of photos were taken in several different locations within the studio, and they even went outside. Every single one of them was garbage, and some of the packages to buy $900 to buy for a package of film or of pictures, and they're all terrible. So we're just like, why? Let's just opt out of this. Why do you
seem so surprised and angry that the pictures aren't like fucking Richard Avedon quality?
My grad photos were gorgeous.
Oh, really? Gorgeous. Let's get them up on the feed then. Let's get them up.
I'll get them. And there was, my mother remembers, they were $2.99. It was a professional photographer in her studio, real film. She got what she paid for.
Well, and a friend of ours, actually, he is a photographer, like a semi-professional. He went to his daughter's photo shoot, and he directed. He was like, all right, no. He moved the camera. He posed her, and they were awesome. But he was actually cared, and he was just like, all right, put the lights here, and like.
Are you a dad, but also a loser that didn't play sports and don't feel like you'll get the opportunity to yell inappropriate at your child and coach on the football field? Well, you can come to picture day.
That's right.
Bring the Super 8 and just really give it your all.
This was a grad photo, and it was an hour-long photo shoot.
Yeah, and he got good photos.
We got good
Ours
results.
Are
Why
shit.
didn't he do it himself?
We're going to him. And we're gonna be like, hey, take a couple.
Yeah,
Please.
you do it.
Take a couple of shots.
We have to buy the
Get,
gallons
speaking of
anyway.
Nora, get Nora over there. She'll do some photos. She won't charge you.
That's great.
Nora, don't charge them, okay? And if you do need to charge them, so I don't look bad, I'll pay you on the side. But come on, this is their anniversary present.
Right.
But also, you know, my mother was mamo shopping, like in the 80s and 90s, pre-computers. You know, she would do cut, like if she didn't like someone's face, she would cut out of a different photo, paste it on.
Wow, that is next level.
Wow.
Oh yeah. She was doing what Samsung's can do in 2024. She was doing that in 1991.
God damn.
She would do like people would get confused because she'd put them in, and then she'd put them in an album where it was under plastic. So if you were flipping through a book, you couldn't really tell.
Yeah.
And then someone would be like, "Hold on a second. I don't remember being at Rosh Hashanah. I thought wasn't I in China for work?" And then
hilarious.
you'd realize she had cut the person out of another photo where their arm was like this, and she just like perfectly pasted it in.
That's dedication and talent, and
I'm impressed.
And a little weird.
a little weird, a little bit, but
It's creative genius. It's not weird. It's awesome. That's awesome.
See, aren't you glad you brought that up, JD?
I'm so happy.
I need to meet your mom now. She sounds amazing.
What was the other article? I'm legitimately.
Well, you bring it up next time. Now it's Wednesday. In 6 days from now, you two will be going out on a date,
Can't wait.
and you can look back into your phones and find the article that you wanted to talk to me
All
about.
right.
All right.
I
you don't-
got a Stanley Cup story to talk about. I have to remember that. Write it down.
Okay, write that down. Write that down because, fortunately, we're finally having a man on the show come Monday. Arr.
And what a man!
And what a man. Because I'm going to tell you this. We're having Chris Martin on the show on Monday.
What?
Yep. Now, I
Chris
guarantee you this.
Martin.
There will be a man named Chris Martin on the show on Monday. If you choose to think that is a certain Chris Martin that you know, that's on you.
Yeah.
All I said was Chris Martin is going to be on the show.
Tune in.
And you're telling the truth.
I'm telling the truth. Chris Martin is actually also British, but he's a very funny stand-up comedian and a comedy writer. So he is going to be on the show on Monday. Looking forward to that. Email us at isthisgoodpod@gmail.com. Could always use your emails, your good emails, compliments or helpful suggestions. Or else you're going to get hit with the mailer demon button. Subscribe everywhere. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts. This was JD, Matt, and Rachel, who is a female, reaching out from the great beyond. We'll see you next week.